Hi everyone, happy Monday. It's Vickie, Kello, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Brisbane. Why does it always do this? Saying there's no internet. Come on. I don't know how it does this week on week. Drives me batty. Right, I'm going to have to turn that off. Hi Megan. Hi Glenda. Let's just wait till my iPad restarts. Hope everyone's doing well. I can't see very many comments when I do it this way. But anyway, so today we are going to do part 2 of the mini album that I started last week. But we have to do some running repairs on the mini album that I started last week because my tape is not holding. So my pages are coming out, and I think it's because I'm a bit too heavy. Come on. Why don't I show up? People. Right, can we get comments? Yes. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so the mechanism for last week, this tape is not holding, it keeps coming off, and I think it's because all the pages are on this one side. So it also doesn't help, usually when you stick this on, thanks Megan, when you stick this on, then this piece can go over the top to kind of hold that on in place. So I'll add another bit of cardboard, but I'm also going to add some red tape. All the rest seems to be holding in well, but red tape is super, super sticky. Red tape. So I'm going to stick this directly on here. And I think I'm going to have to just turn it on its side. And it's stuck down there already. So did everyone have a good weekend? I have had a very, very busy weekend. Thursday night I picked Shauna up from the airport. Friday night we went to the Australian Pole Championships because her daughter is competing, and didn't get home till 1:30. Then Saturday night I had Kelsey Ballerini concert, didn't get home until midnight. And then yesterday I had my Stampin' Up Christmas party, which after everyone left, Megan, I'm like, I didn't take any photos. I did not take one photo. I was too busy enjoying myself. So that was a little bit frustrating. I'm like, oh, there's not one photo. Right, so I'm hoping that will now stick. That I'll have to do something about there because I put the tape a little bit too high there. And then the other thing is that this side has started cracking as well. So I want to put some tape on that, like some cardstock on there, just to do that, like support that a bit better. This side is not cracking as much, so I'm going to put some on there too. And I just thought I'd do the whole lot with you guys. I did try. I was thinking about going to cutting the paper and everything beforehand, but I don't know. Hi Glenda. Hi Renee. So this is 8 inches, so we're just going to do it at 7 3/4. And I'm just going to do 2 inches and score at 1 inch. So there's one. Let's do that again. These are just scraps off the paper that I already cut last week, so I haven't cut any new sheets. 1, 2, am I going to do a third one? We'll just wait. So I'm going to just fold them over. And then we're going to use the red tape again, just to make sure that we get good adhesive coverage, because the other tape, it works well. I think it just didn't work with the weight of that whole seam binding on that one side. So what you could do to share the load would be put 3 on each. I was talking with Megan yesterday, if you put like the 4 pages on 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides to double the album, but I just don't know that you'd have to use some really strong adhesive. You get a lot more photos in the album, but you would have to use some seriously strong adhesive because the weight of it. All right. Let's do some running repairs. Oops. Let's do this one first. Line that up, so it's just to get a little bit extra support in there and stop the cracking. And if you do it all now before you put paper on, you won't notice it, because then the paper will cover it. Cover the extra paper in it, the extra join anyway. Okay, so that's that bit done. That's holding there much better, that adhesive. It is very heavy, yes. But I have loads of photos from America that I'm going to have to put in here. So, the paper that I wanted to decorate this with is brand new paper. So, I currently only have one pack as well. So, we're not going to finish the album tonight because I'm not going to have, like, it's not going to be done in the time frame either. But I only have one pack of this paper. This is called Beach Boardwalk. And it is from the upcoming new catalogue. Like, it's pre-order, which is why I've only got one pack. So it's got this. This reminded me of the carousel at Disneyland, California Adventure Park. And then on the back is this. And then these reminded me of Hollywood Boulevard and LA with the palm trees. And then this on the back. So I just thought this was very, very fitting. Sunshine. I didn't have much sunshine on my holiday, but we can pretend we had sunshine. That's pretty, the water. And then the blue. This is cool. I like this piece. That'll be good with the fireworks and stuff if I've got pictures of fireworks. And then this with all the tickets. And then on the back is just a blue version of this. So I thought that was cool. So I need to decide what I want. Now, this is going to use a lot of DSP because the sheet sizes, the page sizes are all going to be mainly 7, like 6 3/4 by like 7 1/4 or something, most of the page sizes. So you're not going to be able to get like 2 sheets out of a piece of paper. You'll be able to do 1 and stuff. So it is going to be very, very cardstock, very DSP heavy because of the size of the thing. With the flaps and stuff like that for the waterfall, you'll be able to get a lot more out of it. So I am thinking I think because there's stamp and dies with this too. I just so the stamp and dies, so you can cut this out. So I'm kind of thinking that I maybe want this as the cover, and then I will die cut this and stick it on the front. And then we can have this on other pieces. So that's what we're going to do. I could have ordered your pack. I'm not getting this one. That's all right. I'll wait. I actually forgot to put an order in with free postage. And I could have ordered one more pack there, but I won't. I'll wait until I get, until the 1st of January. And then I can order as many packs as I like, because I think, and so after tonight I'll know for sure, but I think I'm going to need like 4 packs at least of this DSP. But that's okay. So if we decorate the outside first, this is 4 inches. So if we do 3 3/4, with this stuff, I'm probably going to do 1/4 inch back, border, whereas usually I only do 1/8 inch, but I will do 1/4 inch to help save on some paper, I think, as well. So we will need 2 pieces that are 3 3/4. And you obviously want the trees all the same way. 3 3/4. Hi, Leanne. So that goes on the outside. And then the back piece will be 7 3/4. Oh, yes, 7 3/4. So then that is 7 3/4 over there. And these need to get cut down to 7 3/4. Seven and 3/4. Right, so when you're decorating an album like this, you need to work out what closure you're going to do for this. If you are going to do a magnetic closure, which you can't really do for this particular one because this is a gatefold album, so you need more like a latch or ribbon or something. So if you're the ribbon should go underneath the DSP so that you can hide it, like how you've adhered it, and that to give it a bit more stability and stuff. But this one, I'm going to have one of those latches, you know, those door latch things on there. That's what I want. I have one somewhere in my craft room. Have I got it out now? No, I don't. So I'm just going to stick the paper on and decorate the paper. Put that on, and then we will work out the closure later. Going back inside to the Arctic. Yes, it has been quite hot today, so we put the air on straight away. And then I got really cold this afternoon. So I kind of agree with you, Megan, that it is quite cold. Okay. Even this side is really pretty, but I like the palm trees because it kind of reminds me of LA. Not that I really enjoyed too much LA while I was there. Just, it's a very dirty place. But I can say that I've been there, spent a bit of time there now, and don't have to go back if I don't want to. Okay. So let's flip this over. I really do not have enough room on my desk for this size. So we want to make sure all our trees are going the right way. And let me just, yes, make sure that it is the right way up. So yeah, before you start, like, undertake an album like this, you want to make sure that you've got plenty of the DSP that you want to work with, or can purchase more. Don't do it from DSP that's in your stash and then realize, oh, I don't have enough, and that you can't reorder anymore. That would be very sad. And you haven't finished, because it will be quite heavy because of the quite heavy on DSP because of the size. Because out of that second sheet where I cut this piece from, we've only got like a little strip and then the bottom bit that came off that. So we could do some pockets and stuff, but we're not going to be able to get another page out of this print. And you only get 2 of it in the 1 pack of paper. Okay, so that's done, and then you can decorate the inside if you want as well. Now you can continue that same inside, if you want that, which I think I might do because there's not much left of that at all. So they will be the same. That'll be 3 3/4. And 7 3/4. Three 3/4. And 7 3/4. Now I've seen a couple of people do albums like this and they don't really care about the papers, or they just cut up all the papers without thinking of, like they follow the instructions and cut all the papers, but don't see them in order and how the papers go together and things like that. I can't do that. I like to see the papers go together most times. So I will do like 1 page at a time. Doesn't mean I'll do page 1 to, like, it doesn't have to be in order, but I usually try and do like 1 page at a time. All right. Stick that on there. And that's why I like doing the albums in black or white to start with. I knew what paper I wanted to go with, and I thought the black made this paper pop a little bit more, whereas with the white, it some of the pieces might have blended into the background a bit, but the black makes this pop. So there's our front and back insides done. And I could nearly even do that piece there. No, I couldn't, because all the pieces I've got left, like those trees are going the wrong way. So I'd have to wait for my other paper pad to do that if I wanted to do it with that same colour. So next paper that we're going to choose . So page 1 goes in, out, and then this is a pocket on the other side. I think I want this yellow. I do like this though too. See, this is why I need so many pieces of paper. But I think I'm going to go with this. The skinny long strip could go on the panel next to the left-hand side. Yes, it could over here. The skinny long strip, yes, that would fit there exactly, actually. That one or this one. This one would fit exact. Good call, Megan. We can stick that in a minute. That one's a bit wide, but it could probably go somewhere else. Now, I need to measure these because I do not remember the measurements from last week because I've had a lot on my mind. So just to let you know also, this is the last video of the year. So this will be 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, yeah? No. The pages will be 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. 7 1/4 by 7 1/4 will be the pages. Because I finish work on Friday and then I'm off for 3 weeks. So I'm hoping to get a lot of crafting done and possibly finish this album. So doing 7 1/4, see, out of one sheet, so I can't get two pieces out of one sheet. So that's left over there. And now we'll need to see what that goes there. Because these flaps then are six and 3/4 by 7 1/4. That's still not going to get you 2. So we're going to have different flaps. I think I might do 6. Now, depends which way you want the stripe. I want the stripe to go this way, which means I want it 6 3/4 that way. 6 3/4. And then 7 1/4 will be that. There. And then might do the other ticket side here, this blue one. Oh, I like that. That'll make it nice. You just had 3 weeks off. I know, right? Aren't I lucky? No, I'm on the naughty list for having too much leave at work. That's what happens when you've been there for 19 years. You accumulate leave because it becomes very difficult to take it. Oh, I like that a lot. I do not have enough working space though. So we'll work out how many pages I've done tonight after this, because that's quite a few pages already cut. And I'm going to run out of paper very quick. Now, if you were going to cover everything with photos, like the waterfall, which I might do next, you might not want to have the waterfall using the pretty DSP paper. You might want to have maybe just white cardstock underneath and then stick the photo on that so that there's still a border, but it's white cardstock you're using, which is cheaper than the DSP type thing when you have to use a lot of it. Or you could just stick photos directly on it and don't have to make them pretty. Don't have to have a layer there at all. But if you're like, this is for me, so I know what I want, where I want it, type thing. Well, I don't yet, but I will. I'm having so much trouble with my glasses since I came back. Like, I have to keep taking them on and off to see. But if you're gifting it to somebody, I suggest you add these, like, I think Stampin' Up! Sell these, or these come in the kits and I've got leftover bits as well. But I know people, you can get a stamp that'll say like photo here or place photo here, because if you're gifting it to somebody, sometimes they don't know. And you've spent all this time and effort on it, and then they're like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. Place photo here. Place photo here. Just helps give them a little bit of direction. And you don't have to use white cardstock either. Like, you could pick one of the colours out of this paper pad and throw a bit of coloured cardstock on here if you want to break it up and you don't want to have white as a border. What are the colours in this paper? We have got Blackberry Bliss, Bubble Bath, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lolly, Petunia Pop, Pool Party, Pretty in Pink, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, Summer Splash, and Timid Tiger. Well, there's a lot of colours in there. I wouldn't add too many colours to the album. Like, yeah, you can add the paper, but too many different coloured cardstocks. Like, it just gets a bit busy. So, we need 2 more pieces that are 6 3/4 by 7 1/4 to cover those 2. And then we might be nearly out of paper. I'm going to do this with the yellow on there as well. 6 3/4 by 7 1/4. So all the scraps I'm just putting there. See, that looks good too. Maybe I will just do that side. Because these pieces can then be used for the pockets and stuff. Why not put Bubble Bath cardstock on there? I think I will on my waterfall because I do not have enough paper, and I think the waterfall itself will use so much DSP. So I think that will go there. And I like that, but I think it might be a bit much on this page. So we'll go this side. 6 3/4. So I'll have to get up and get some Bubble Bath because I think and that will be 7 1/4. I will do the waterfall on this video as well. So we'll do page 1 and probably the last page. I like that a lot. See, this will go a little bit slower than last week because last week was all planned out and I had the pages cut, designed, ready to go. The decorating bit takes a lot longer to do. And I cut that for the yellow and then I'm using it on the other side anyway. Because I can change my mind. All right, so we're going to pull that off there. And this one obviously has a right way. And then this one. There. So page 1 is decorated. I need to do page 2. But let me get my Bubble Bath cardstock. Out. Because I like Bubble Bath as well. So the waterfall, for those of you who may not have joined last week and then are watching, page 7 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flaps for photos, which are 5.5 by, so if I do 4 3/4 by 5 1/4, 4 3/4 by 5 1/4, 4 3/4 by 5 1/4. Which means we're going to use a bit of cardstock here too. So if we do, what was it? Should have probably written that down. That's 5 1/4 by 4 3/4. So 4 3/4. 4 3/4. Hi, Jean. 4 3/4. Okay, so 5 1/4. So all these scrap bits that I'm cutting off here, I'll leave because, and put in a pile, because then I can use them for pocket bits or finishing off the decoration and stuff like that. So that is 1 2 3 4 5 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. So has everyone got plans for Christmas? Are they all ready for Christmas? I believe I've done all my Christmas shopping, and when I had Sean here on the weekend, she even helped me wrap all my Christmas presents. So I think I'm even done in that department too, which is amazing. So we're going to stick some tape on these. Let's just make sure they fit before I put tape on. Yes. Yes. Okay. We should have kidnapped her and shared her around with everybody. Well, she said to me, she goes, are you flying down next week to do mine? And I'm like, no. So, waiting on a delivery and a pickup. Oh, yeah, I've got one order. I have ordered to get some photos printed. So I'm just waiting for that to be delivered to Big W, and then I can go pick that up. So I just have that to do, but everything I had in the house is wrapped, which is amazing. I don't know that I've had a year like that for a very long time. I used to be one of these people that would go out Christmas Eve and shop and do that. But since having a kid, I just really can't do that. And since having a kid going to school, like I still did that the first 2 or 3 years that he was at daycare, because he went up to daycare, like he went to daycare until pretty much Christmas Eve. But school, when they finish so early, like he's been finished since November, I have to be organised. And especially now that he can read all the parcels and stuff being delivered. What do you get someone who has everything and doesn't need anything? Vouchers, experiences. So I've got a few vouchers this year. Just take them out for lunch. The present is with you. Time with you. So usually I even have a big list of Stampin' Up that I want and things, but besides getting like 6 more packs of this paper, I don't even really have anything on my list that I want so badly right now. So I don't know how early you joined, Christina, but I've only done like 1 page so far, and it's used nearly a pack of 12 by 12 paper. So if you are going to make it, you need to... He didn't seem impressed. You are going to need to make sure that you've got like a lot of the DSP that you want to use. I reckon this is going to use probably 5 or 6 packs. Unless you get some DSP that has... That's awesome, Megan. The cut and emboss machine for Christmas. Nice. Unless you get a pack of DSP that's got like 50 sheets in it and things, even then you probably still need more, because the size of the album, you only get 1 page out of 1 piece plus scraps. Yeah, about 6 packs. I haven't worked it out yet, but I've only done 1 page and I only got a couple of full sheets left. That's why at the moment I'm using this cardstock to help balance out the amount of paper that will be used. Because when you're sticking a picture on these, that hurts my wrist when I do that for too long. When you're sticking pictures on this waterfall bit, if you cover it with DSP and then stick a picture on there, you're covering a lot of this. That then it seems a waste to waste DSP when you're going to cover a lot of it. Whereas on this, when you see it all, you're like, oh yes, I can still see the pretty paper underneath. So on the waterfall, I would suggest like a coloured cardstock like I'm doing to even out or to reduce the amount of paper. So So you're going to put a normal size photo on there or print larger and bigger photos. A 6x4 won't fit on here, but I could print a 6x4 and cut it down, or you can change the size of your photos and print like 3x4s and 4x4s. That is my job for Christmas, to sit at Officeworks with my phone and work out what... Did I stick that the right way? Yeah. What pictures I want printed and what sizes. So that's why I wanted to try and hurry up and make this album so that I can work out because I would have, I reckon I'd probably have 300 photos. I don't know that this album will cater for 300 photos, but I reckon I could probably fit 100 on here. Sorry I missed tonight, Vicky. I'll go back and watch both part 1 and part 2 now. Oh, part 1 was from last week. The other thing I thought, are you going to put a strip in between the pages? I'm just looking at that, and I don't know, it depends how much I've got left over. I might come back and do that, whether I do that with DSP. But I'm just thinking to myself that I quite like the black bit of pop there as well. But this strip in here could definitely have DSP, and it won't actually take very much because it's only like, it'd only be 1/2 inch. But we'll need like 14 strips of it probably. What did I cut of here? I think I cut 12. I don't know whether I've cut enough. Oh, maybe I didn't. No, 1, 2. Oh, I think I'm going to be short 1. Damn it. Thought I did so well. I didn't stick one on the back, that last back page. Would have been good. Okay, so then we need one more. Four and 3/4 by 5 1/4. So then with the leftover bit of decorating this page, you've still got, so once all that goes up, you can still decorate this side and here underneath this flap, but because you're covering most of it, you only need little strips. So we'll do that as well. And let's just do 1.5 inches. So it'll fit underneath there, and that's by 7 1/4. So we could I don't like the trees going upside down. The blue looks pretty cool with the pink, so I might do that. And we'll do it this way. So we want 7 1/4 And then we want 1.5 inches. And 1.5 inches. Then we've got that little strip left. All right. Bring this back in. And if you just lift that pocket up and don't stick that down yet, but try and even that out. That border, then stick that down. Whoops, just threw that across the other side of the room. Oh, I've stuck that. I think I've stuck that upside down with the icicles down that way, but so we'll stick this side the same way. But I think for such a small piece, nobody's going to really notice unless you point it out like I just did. Where is it? Oh, come on. Get up, get up. I need to just move that over just a tad. Not all the way in there. So then you can still use this as a pocket. And it looks like it's fully decorated and that you put the sheet on beforehand, but you haven't really wasted any DSP because you covered it. So I could go and even make, because I've got to look, that fits right there across there. Does this fit right there? Doesn't quite fit, but that goes that way. So that would fit, yes. So I could then do the blue strip because then that matches that. That's what I think I'll do. Let me just measure that. That is 1/2 inch. So we want like 1/4 inch strips. And we want them to be, what is that size? The 4 3/4. So that is the size of the, or maybe it's the 5 1/4. It's a 5 1/4 length. Okay, and so we want it to be 1/4 inch. Which is like 1/2 centimetre. 1/4 inch is going to be there. Let me just test that first one. I do like that. That's going to be a pain in the ass to stick down, but I do like it. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, Didn't even need this other piece. So this I will probably use wet glue. We all know that I'm not a fan of wet glue. When I was talking to Shauna on the weekend, she's like, wet glue seems like a oxymoron, because she said all glue's wet. And I'm like, well, no, it's not, because I call seal glue as well. Like, it's tape glue and stuff. But anyway, she thought it was funny. So let's put these this way. Now this one I did. Could you put the strips on before adding the waterfall? No, because it's where the bits join. It's where the cardstock joins that you're because that gives you the gap to know where to put your next bit as well. Isn't tear and tape 1/4 inch? Probably, but we're using this. We're just going to do a very fine. Bit. And with it being so goddamn hot today, it's coming out nicely. That I'm not having to squeeze very much either. I do like that. Does just finish it off. And then, oh, last one. Hi, Lucia. All right. So that's that. And I didn't get too much anywhere. I've got my hair there now. Man, hair everywhere. So that's done, and then, oh, we've still got this flap too. Hi, Lucia, how are you? Need to decorate, so what have we got? Oh, that is nearly the time. So, what we have done today is we have decorated the front, and I need to stick that down because it's so thick, it's bubbling just a little bit there. The front. I need to do the sides. Oh, I definitely need another pack because I've got no more of this paper. I need to do the sides. I forgot about them. And then the back. So when I get my other packs of paper, when I can order more, that, and we've done this front page here. And then I skipped them. And then I've just put cardstock here. So this is bubble bath cardstock. and some more DSP, but only a little bit in there, just to help make the DSP go a little bit further, because out of 1 pack of DSP, we have used, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets left. 5 full sheets. So I've used half a pack of DSP already out of that. So we could probably do 1 more page. 1 more page. That's a pocket. Okay, we'll do page 5 because it's similar to that other page that we did. So it'll have 7 and a, I should have written these measurements down. So this will be 7 1/4 by 6 3/4, and we'll need 4 of them. I think this will use the last of that paper. 7 1/4 by 6 3/4. I think we'll use the yellow one this time. 7 1/4 by 6 3/4. That's 1. Then we can use this side. 7 1/4 by 6 3/4. Thank you, Glenda. We can use this side. All right. So there's 3 pieces at that size. Which will fit there. There. And there. Right. Let's stick the tape on them and we could do those. I'm going to use that blue side this time, because if it gets a bit too much for the thing, then you can just make sure that you stick lots of photos over it, and you can cover it and it'll tone it down anyway. But I like the blue paper. And we're using that side, even though that's really pretty. And this side. All right, so I had that one. Doesn't really matter where I had them. Well, it kind of does, because they're different sizes. So when you're cutting the DSP, I cut the DSP of all the same sizes first. Type thing when you're doing a page, and then stick them down so that you don't get them mixed up, which is what I'm doing here. You see that? You can see that. So I want the blue on that. Now, put it the right way, because it's not square either. And then I did have that one underneath there. All right, so we've got another piece that we can do at that same size. 6 3/4 by 7 1/4. So we've got these pieces left. Let's do this. Or what side? I want the trees the right way. So, that way we want 6 3/4. That'll be good. So 6 3/4 will get us the trees the right way. And 7 1/4. So that'll be there because that will flap there. And then this piece will go to this. It doesn't really matter. But if we want the things this way, then it will be 6 3/4. Be this way. 7 1/4. So I do not have any full sheets left after we stick these down. Did I need 2? I only needed 1. But we've got another flap somewhere that will do that. Because this other one is a full sheet, which I don't have now. Where is my tape? So, where's take my pick tool. All right, so that's on there. So we need 1 full sheet in there. So 1, oh look, there's 1 here. That will be that same thing, except I've cut that the wrong way. We can use that side. Oh, I like that with the tickets on there, actually. I like that a lot. Let's use the tickets, because the tickets are different ways. All right. So then we can work out now how many packs of DSP this is going to be. I do like the tickets because the tickets go different ways anyway. So it's like you're like, oh, they don't have a right way or a wrong way. Right. So this one we will need a full sheet for in there. And then these 2 will probably be scraps, but that's 1, 2, that's 4 bits. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I would say another 2 packs of paper. So maybe only 3 packs of paper, because I want a piece here and I need this over to do the rest of the back, because stupidly I forgot those 2. And you could do them a different pattern, but I like the idea that it's all the same pattern. So you would need at least 3 packs of 12 by 12 DSP to decorate this. And I think you'll have some scraps left over, but yeah. But if you do more, like with this, with the waterfall, yes, 3 packs, not 6, Christina. But that's when, if you use cardstock like this to do the waterfall. And also, if you want, so all these pages have pockets in them. And so the idea is that you stick photo mounts in them. If you want to have those photo mounts and pockets to have DSP on them as well, then you will probably need a 4th pack of DSP. If you are happy just using your scraps and alternating with cardstock so that then you could have like this as your photo mount in your pockets and things like that, then you will just need another pack of like coloured cardstock instead of DSP, which will help reduce the cost a little bit. But yes, so tonight we've decorated 1 page and a bit, and 3 pages in the front cover. So I need to probably stick more adhesive on this because that is bubbling and it's driving me batty. Is it that piece that's lifting? It's, yeah. I think my tape is also a bit old, which is not helping. But that's bubbling up and it's annoying me. So I'm going to stick tape on the middle bit there then too. Oh. And then get my burn folder and really stick that down. For it to not lift when you then bend. So that's my last video for the year, ladies. So thank you very much for watching me and joining in all year. And I hope everyone has a nice and safe Christmas, and that I will see you all back next year after Christmas in the middle of January when I'm back at work. So have a good year. Bye.